Good afternoon, my friend. We are here on you can tell it's autumn. Okay, you can see just the back of me, the big tree. It's going all yellow, going all orange. I even sat down on my bench to find these enormous freaking leaves. There's tons of them. There's like hundreds of things, like all of this kind of size as well, all just on the floor. Autumn is here. Okay, but here we are in West England on this placid autumn afternoon. I hope it is just as serene, or to your liking, wherever you may be in the world. And just sit down, chill out, because we've got an interesting little discussion to have today, okay? I'm going to be speaking to you about this fatal and yet forever popular misconception that every business, every brand out there seems to continuously get wrong, especially as with the autumn, and I'm speaking about this time of year, because what are we going into? We're going into the fall, as the Americans call it. The fall. We're going into the fall season. We've got things like Black Friday on the way. Okay, we've got we've got the Christmas season just a few months away. Wow. But what happens at this time of year? The marketing goes up. Everybody's buying stuff. Everybody's is out there trying to take advantage of all of the increased amounts of commerce during this end part of the year. And a pretty big part of this time of year are sales. Sales. Everything's on sale. Black Friday is literally all about sales. So I'm going to talk to you about this misconception, and at its core, it is the fact that sales, if you are relying on sales and you are constantly saying, oh yeah, this thing is 50% off, this thing is however much off, or blah, 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 blah. This has to be the laziest and also very ineffective method that you are using as a brand to try and sell more of your stuff. It is laziness. Complete laziness, and it does not work. I'll be completely honest. Now, I don't care what you want to throw at me, what kind of data you want to throw at me. Oh, but relative to our costs, by selling more stuff at a sale, we're selling more units, so actually we're making more money during this time. No. No, I don't want to hear it. Because there is something that you are missing out on here. And I see this all the time with these e-com brands. All of the time, everything's on sale all of the time. The people in e-com, you guys are obsessed with sales, alright? Maybe not you specifically that I'm speaking to, but goodness me, obsession with sales. Everything's got to be on sale all the time. All the time. There's the email newsletters, and all they do is push sales. Nothing else, is just sales. But there's something very, very crucially wrong about this approach, and there's something that you really need to understand about the consumers and how they behave, and exactly why just throwing things on sale is not a good idea, and is also probably going to make you less money, like overall, I'll be honest. There's this law in economics called the law of diminishing marginal utility. Now this law is essentially, in a very basic explanation, when a consumer buys a product, they buy it for however much that they were willing to pay for it, and they use the product more. And over time, as they use it, the units of satisfaction, these are called utils, so how much use and how much fun you derive from consuming a good, decreases. Now, everybody knows this. Everybody knows that, humans are wired to enjoy novelty, and the more you use something, the less fun it is to use. It's like when you watch a funny video the first time, and then you're rolling on the floor, like, laughing, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. And then you watch it like 50 times, and then on the 50th rewatch, you're like, this isn't that funny anymore. That kind of thing. Everybody is aware of this feeling. And it's the same when it comes to commerce and to buying stuff. So, over time, the satisfaction that anybody is getting from using your stuff is going to fall, right, inevitably. The way that you can make this fall even faster is by having your consumers pay less for that stuff. Because here's the thing. How many free things have you ever, like, downloaded or got, whatever, like lead magnets and stuff, free bonuses? Do you really care about those things? Do you, like, go back and use them all of the time? Probably not. Or maybe some, like, cheap thing that you bought. Oh yeah, it's only $10. I'll just buy this or whatever. Do you use that thing that much? Do you really care? Like, if you woke up tomorrow and that thing that you just sort of paid for because it was cheap, if it just disappeared, would you really care that much? Probably not. And such is the same for putting your stuff on sale. Because let's say that you have an info product, okay? It's teaching about some skill that you can monetize and you can make a load back on your investment or whatever. That's a very popular product these days. So let's say that you, because of the sales and stuff at this time of year, you go ahead and you put this thing on sale. You usually sell it for $1,000. Now you're going to sell it for $600. Who do you think is going to value that thing more? The person who paid $1,000 for it, the full value, or the person who bought it on sale for $600? The person who bought it on sale didn't pay as much. They don't care. There's not as much sunk costs. Such is the problem with sales. Such is the problem, because people forget too much. If they just buy something on a sale, they're like, oh yeah, I got this thing. People forget your product. Now this is extremely dangerous for anything that is very information heavy. I see this all the time. Things like skincare, health just in general, anything kind of technology based. Anything that's very, has a lot of science backing, a lot of information around the thing. All of the time I'm seeing this where people are just putting it on sale because, oh yeah, we can sell more if we put it on sale. It is the laziest form of marketing that you can possibly pursue. And it's detrimental in the long run because, let's be honest, taking the shortcut, and like almost all of the time, is always fatal in the long run. So it is with sales. If you put something on sale, people will forget about the thing. They won't care. Because they haven't spent as much on the thing. They're not going to care to try and get as much use out of it as they otherwise would. They don't value your stuff as much. And especially when it's something that requires a lot of information that might be a bit overwhelming, people are not going to learn about this thing that you went ahead and you sold to them. They're not going to learn about how it works and why they should keep on using it with time. And they just won't care. This is why the superior approach to take is to focus on informing your customer. Information is gold. Always inform. Always go out of your way to inform. This is why some of the highest converting funnels and stuff online all comprise of, they've got the base in-feed ad, they take you to an advertorial, then the advertorial takes you to the sales page or the checkout page or whatever. There is an advertorial to inform. If you don't know what an advertorial is, it is an editorial piece that is written with the intention to elicit a direct response, to advertise a product. But it's written more like a blog post or a news article. There are very few people around that can produce advertorials these days. It's quite rare. The kind of thing as well that you can plug in and you can get with like AI output for advertorials is pretty poor. There are not many people out there that can write this stuff very well. And as a result, because a lot of people, the availability of such writers is so low, people think, well, I don't know what to do. I'm just going to put it on sale because that'll make people buy my stuff. But this is the mistake. You have to take the time to inform the customer. When you inform, okay, and look, this is another thing, brand image. Everybody cares about their brand image these days. I'm going to launch this brand image campaign. The brand image is created through you informing the reader about your product, telling them about the stuff that's backing it, And then when you've done that, you've already sort of created a brand image in and of itself. That at least the skeleton is there for you to add on to later. Because people then understand exactly what the product that you're selling is about. You've informed them. So let's say, I don't know, I'm trying to sell a shampoo bar, okay? So if I'm trying to sell a shampoo bar, and people kind of don't really understand why would I buy a shampoo bar? I just buy the stuff in the bottle and whatever. But then you start informing them. You say, actually, the bar is better for your hair because of this and that, and it doesn't include this nasty stuff, this toxic nonsense in it. It's also better for the environment because we're not using all these plastic bottles, things like that. You start informing the customer about that through a advertorial and taking the time to provide the information. You do not need a sale to sell that product. You don't. Because you've informed them. And now the customer realizes, okay, yeah, this is good. I'll buy it anyway. And now I know why the product is so good. I'm going to become a customer, somebody that is constantly going back and buying more and more of the stuff, instead of just going elsewhere. The information is what makes the massive difference. So I see so many people trying to make they just try to like make the experience of uncovering a discount or a sale really dopaminergic. They have like these pages, or these spinny wheels and stuff, or these flip pages, whatever. Like, oh yeah, you can tap this and uncover a discount. Wow! It doesn't matter. No one really cares about that. What people care about is knowing about what they're buying. Now, some people are stingy, okay? I'm a pretty stingy person. Guilty as charged. Some people will just not buy something if it's unless it's on sale, okay? Because they don't want to go ahead and spend that much on a product, okay? Some people just don't want to. But for the vast majority of people, if you can provide them with the information that justifies the price tag, you're set. You're set. People will buy that thing now. People will not be too bothered about paying for it at full price. And what do you have when you have a customer base of people who will know the stuff that you're selling? They know everything about it. They know why it's good for them. They know why it's a good purchase. Well, then suddenly investing, and the keyword investing because you're getting a return out of it, investing in quality marketing assets, investing in proper advertising services that seek to inform the prospect about the product instead of just say, yeah, here's a sale, buy it please buy it. The laziest way to possibly promote anything, all of a sudden, boom, it just works. It just works. I said it before, I say it again. This is exactly why the top converting funnels for especially information heavy products, especially those, but in general, they always have things like advertorials and things to inform the prospect, and that then mitigates the need for throwing sales and discounts all over the place. So it's something that you should definitely take into consideration going into this part of this time of the year, this part of the financial year, where everybody's trying to sell, everybody's sales and whatever. Sure, like sales can work strategically, things like value stacking. The occasional discount is great, okay? But the most important thing that you need to acknowledge is you first, before you start thinking about making sales, is you have to inform. You have to do this. If you do not inform, nobody's going to know anything, nobody's going to care. Okay, and that's just a fact of it. No one will care if they don't know what you're selling. And this is something that I've had to explain to a lot of people. And, you know, then the difference that it makes is tremendous. They're like, whoa, people actually know the stuff that I'm offering them now, and they're willing to pay for it, even at full price. Wow. And it proves revelatory. So it's definitely something that for you to consider going into these next few months of the year. So, thank you for listening to this little rant. I hope that you got something out of it. And if you do want to hear more from me, you want to hear about the moves I'm making in business, you want to hear more about advertising, marketing, all of that stuff, It is my life. I love it. You want to learn all about that stuff? You can sign up to my free newsletter. It's the first link in the description. You can go down there and you can hit the link and put in your best email. Don't put in some DOS email, because I will just blacklist you. I'm not going to sit here and have you put in a DOS email. Put in your best email, okay? Because I don't want to be sending that stuff out to some DOS email. Come on. I've had to get rid of quite a few of those recently. So put in your best email, and I promise you, the stuff that you get over there is going to be so insightful. It's completely free. I send an email every single day. Never send the same email twice. Full of insight. People are loving it. Go ahead and sign up.